Michal, Bardavid. We're in Venice right now at the Carnival, one of the most exciting times of the year to be in Venice. I have a wonderful guest with me, Prince Maurice. Thank you for joining me.
Welcome to Venice and welcome to the oldest carnival in the world. 1,200 years that we celebrate Carnival in this beautiful, surrealistic town.
It's incredible, honestly. Every single part of this city is beautiful. And here right now we're in St. Mark's Square. This is one of the most famous locations on the island, so it's amazing. And
it's
behind
the heart of this town.
It's the heart of this town, exactly. And behind us there is a mask competition that's going to be taking place.
Yes, every day there is a selection, and on Sunday there will be the final that I conduct. I am the master of ceremony of the carnival officially.
Incredible.
So, and now I am dressed like Casanova, Prince of Love.
Prince of Love. Let's just show what he looks like. Incredible, Casanova. Just honestly, one of the most amazing costumes here.
Thank you.
Tell us about the carnival. What should we start with?
So the carnival was a very, very ancient celebration in our culture. It comes from the Greeks, from the Romans. It was a celebration of the spring solstice, you know. But then became official and also Catholic celebration before the penitence of the Quaresima, of the Easter. Is the pleasure of senses. Is a big party for everybody, and especially in this town, beautiful town, it becomes kind of big comedy because all the town is a wonderful theater, as you see. And you can see people nighttime, for example, walking around dressed like this, and you have a flashback in the past, especially 18th century. That was the end of the independence of Serenissima Republic of Venice, in which they were very decadent and they just have time to celebrate the ending of the power.
And okay, we'll continue talking, of course, about the carnival and all about Venice, but let's just show them a little bit of background so that it's not just us. So, tell us what's happening behind us. We're seeing some people who are already walking down there.
I can tell you. So, this year is dedicated to the moon. You know, it's the anniversary, 50th anniversary of the man on the moon. So we decided to dedicate it to the moon, to the star, to the space. And this is, in fact, something related, the scenography, related to fantascienza. You know, like Jules Verne, imagination about the space and the under the water, because we are on the water. So it's very interesting what they did. The scenography is made by Massimo Cecchetto, that is the scenographer of Gran Teatro of Fenice, the opera theater in Venice. So it's very precious. Whatever you see is dedicated and made for every year different for this big party for everybody. People from all over the world come, and there are many associations. For example, I am art director of the International Association for the Venice Carnival, and we have almost 400 people from all over the world, also from China, from the United States, from Australia, from all over Europe, of course. And it's beautiful because it's a kind of club, big club, and we meet each year, at least once a year, to make party together, and the big party is public, and then there are also private, beautiful parties in the palaces on the Grand Canal.
Oh wow, that sounds just incredible. Maybe we want to just show a little bit the atmosphere here also.
Sure.
Miguel, if we can also show the atmosphere a little bit all around here. We're seeing a lot of people coming to watch the events that are taking place here in St. Mark's Square.
Masks are coming again, and this square was the administration of the Republic. These buildings are called Procuratie. So the Minister of Culture, of Economy were here. The Doge Palace was the seat of the Prince of Venice, and the church, of course, is the center of the religion in this square. So you have here concentrated all the power and the history of the Serenissima Republic of Venice. That's why all the big happenings were starting here. But then all over the town you can find show, people, dancers, and it's a big, big, huge, wonderful party.
And we're seeing people here come with different beautiful costumes, and just tell us, because you're, a
I
big
am
part of it.
philological, like 18th century dress, but of course it's the triumph of fantasy. Fantasy. Somebody take inspiration from the official theme of the carnival, but other people just imagine what they want to be. What is wonderful about carnival and mask, as you have, is that behind the mask you can be the real yourself. You're free to celebrate your personality. We can say also the dark side of the moon, but it's not so dark. On the contrary, it's more shining than the other one. It's fantastic because it was also socially very useful. As the government made a big pressure during the year, people were free to relax a little bit behind the mask, but also the noble, important people were able to be more relaxed because behind the mask, typical Venetian mask, we have two, one for men and one for women, they were anonymous. So you can wear this, the most famous one is called Bauta, and this is the one that you have seen that is white with this big up there. So you can drink and eat without taking off. And also the voice is kind of camouflage,
Distorted.
Distorted. And the other one for women, they were not allowed to talk, so they put a little button, a silk button in their mouth, and this is very small and black. It's called moretta, black. And also behind that you cannot recognize because they don't talk and they have this mask on the face. So this was also a social role, a cultural role, and also to make part. You know that Venice Carnival in the 18th century was for 6 months a year.
6
months party. Now we have almost 10 days.
Yeah.
But 6 months was fantastic. It was a big party because in Venice we made a lot of commerce. It was kind of Las Vegas, that time. So people coming here, buying, spending money, having a lot of money, they wanted also to enjoy, to have parties. So 6 months a year, they find whatever they want here in town.
I mean, the big party, of course, sounds amazing for 6 months also, but I really liked what you said about the advantages of having a mask in the old days. It brought equality, it gave you freedom.
Exactly.
And I think that really, in that time especially, was really important.
It was a social freedom, but also mental freedom. And this is very, very important, especially in time in which, the government was very heavy because they needed to put together everything to be powerful. But there was a big tension, and in this way everybody was happy because the noble, important person was living easier because of the mask, and the normal people, working people, can play a role of importance to have this emotion once in the life. It was very, very beautiful and also very creative. And don't forget that from the carnival comes all the personages of the Commedia dell'arte. Colombina, Arlecchino, Pulcinella, they're all masks of the carnival that became then protagonists of the Italian theater Commedia dell'arte.
And I want to say, because when you said something like you can be a star, you can be anyone for everything, I see now one of the beauties that I noticed around is that, okay, people are renting costumes. You want to take the mask off? Okay, so I'll take the mask off a little bit. So one of the nice parts, I see that people who come here to visit, they wear the costume and suddenly they're just wandering around the streets and they become the stars. People take photos of them.
Everybody is a star and is protagonist because the town, this town look around is a big theater. What I'm a little frustrated nowadays because not a lot of people get dressed. In the past, a few years ago, I'm here, that this is my 40 years in the carnival. I was a baby. Yeah, I was.
Okay. Maybe we walk that way a little bit in the meantime. Yeah.
And at the beginning, 80% of the people were masked. They wear costume and mask. And the 20% taking picture. Now, I see that is the opposite. And this is such a shame. Whenever I am on stage, I recommend to the public to get dressed with a little mask like you. It's enough. Just to have a nice mask, and you can do. Look how beautiful they are. This
is just wonderful.
This is very typical Venetian. They put this mask and they do whatever decoration around. And this is really the Venetian typical style of mask. And behind them we have fantasy. This person are from Austria and Germany. I know them because they often come to the carnival, and they are fantastic. I asked them to turn because I want to see them.
Yes, that would be nice. So we're just going to ask these wonderfully dressed people here just to show them on camera.
Look at them, look at them. So this is the moon and this is the sun. So they dedicated to the planets, the most important planets for art, you know. And they are very, very precious. They were winning for many editions of, of the carnival. And this year they come back after a little pause with this unbelievable. You see the moon.
We see the moon.
This is our theme of this year. Yes. And I love them especially. And there is another lady there. We can go to visit her. That is Rossella Molinatti. She's very famous. She's very old now. She's almost 90. And she still wear her reproduction, three-dimensional reproduction of important painting. We are going now on stage with them. This little lady you see behind.
Oh, wow.
How are you?
Hello.
Come stai? Tutto bene? You see? She's inside her costume. And she's representing now the dancer de gare. You see? The classic dancer de gare. She did the Klimt, she did many, many others. Important modern art painting, making them three-dimensional and wearing it and going on stage just to propose art to young people in a funny way, but very precious and absolutely,
if you can show
look at
the details of this,
yes.
is incredible. So yeah, to our viewers, we want to ask if they have some comments on these costumes, if they want to
now they're going
just tell us
ready
how
to
they're
go on
feeling.
stage for the competition.
So
and who wins this competition would be for the final. Ecco, Rossana Molinatti, you see?
So slowly.
She did this year she did the gare. She always prepared by herself, just for her pleasure, the brochure describing what she does this year. It's a big collection, and really we hope she can put her collection somewhere, kind of a carnival museum. It would be fantastic, no?
And him here?
This man is dressed like a procuratore of San Marco, no? Consiglio dei 10, more important because he has the black disc, and there were the 10 noble people that were judging all the others like a big tribunal. Wait.
Service.
Secret Service.
Secret Service.
Secret Service, like Inquisition, you know? And so it's very dangerous, so let's go away, because if we find out that we are dealing, you know.
Yes, let's move on to this beautiful one here.
Beautiful, is Arlecchina with this. Questo è suo?
Arlecchino di quando ero bambina. Il vestito di quando ero bambina.
When she was a baby. It's her costume when she was a baby. And now,
Your real costume?
Yes, a real costume. Isn't it funny?
This is amazing.
You see, this is the spirit of the carnival. To have fun, to be forever young, because you renew continuously your fantasy stuff. There are beautiful.
I just want to point this out to make sure that people understood this. So this is her being dressed up now, and we see a costume of a child.
When she was a real costume, when she was a child.
And when she was a child, she was wearing this one. Wow,
nice.
amazing,
It's
amazing.
also romantic.
Fatto dalla nonna.
Made from her grandmother.
Her grandmother made this costume. She was wearing it as a child. Now it's part of her costume. Incredible.
I can say that it's a kind of antique nowadays.
Anyway. Incredible. Let's move on here. Yes. Sorry. Maybe you can cut Maurice.
I was distracted. It was Casanova working, you know. I always work.
The Casanova always working with the ladies.
This is a wonderful fantasy costume. She can tell us what she is.
Hi, I'm Callisto. I'm representing the pavone.
Peacock.
Peacock, Beautiful.
So vanity. Vanity is a vanity affair.
Vanity affair, wonderful. We missed some people.
Classical Venetian outfit.
Sorry, can you say that one more time?
Yes, this is the typical Venetian dama and cavaliere, couple, and they represent the tradition as well as the other masks that we have seen before. 18th century dress, like a couple of noble people just walking around during the carnival.
Okay.
It
And
was
just
normal during the carnival to go around to have cafe,
just
chocolate,
walk
yes.
like this, yeah.
Yeah.
It looks amazing. And to our viewers, if you have any comments, if you have questions, what you think about these costumes, what costume would you wear if you were here in Venice? What is your preference? What does it make you feel? What are your thoughts? Just send us your comments. Okay, so amazing, thank you, beautiful. Here we have another couple.
Siamo due dame, le madamine dei 1920.
From the 20s, 1920s, they wanted just to go around, coming in Venice to visit. The 1920s were a very nice period in Venice because we have a kind of cultural renaissance after the decadence of the 19th century after Napoleon. And so they represent the moment in which finally Venice comes back with a role in the Italian and international culture through some artists that decided to live here, like Paris, was fantastic moment for Venice, and so we have
And I mean, look at the elegance, look at the chic,
1920s.
incredible. I mean, just all the details with the gloves and the hats, just so chic. I mean, you can, even if you walk around nowadays, you're like,
They look very much like My Fair Ladies.
My Fair Lady.
They're beautiful. Thank you, madam. Grazie, ciao.
The Casanova.
What else? These are let's talk about.
Which one? Here, the one beside. Oh, okay. So they want us to talk to the moon. Okay.
there.
So
I
our
think-
viewers are interested in this one.
Yes, I think they are.
Maybe we can talk to him.
Yes. Can we talk to you? Can you explain something about this incredible, wonderful outfit? I want you to have a view of these beautiful and precious details. We have seen kind of work in progress of this costume because, of course, they're very modern and they work on socials too. And I was so interested and I cannot wait to see it in person. And finally, they're here. So can you introduce yourself and explain what is your mask, what you represent?
Hello, my name is Jochen and I'm from Germany. And this mask represents the moon, La Luna. It is a very interesting and very nice mixture of all kinds of inspirations from
Baroque to the future.
Yes, exactly.
Also
exactly.
about materials.
Yes.
Because
yes.
I see jewels, lace,
Yes,
but
lace
also
and
plastic.
silk
It's
yes.
fantastic.
Yeah,
I
right.
call it contamination. It's a nice
Contamination.
mix, will be mixed, but contamination between. And everything is done in purpose. They did all the details. It takes 1 year,
Yes.
even
Yes,
more,
it does.
to
Yes.
make this.
Tell us about your process in the making of this. I mean, did you get it somewhere? Where did you get the thoughts? Where did you get this?
Well, the original idea came about 10 years ago to make a costume like La Luna. And it takes a lot of time, a lot of years, to collect all the material in order to be able to make this costume. And actually, I didn't make it myself, but my friend and in my collaboration. And yes, it was done in various stages, of course. First was the headpiece, and the rest followed.
I have to say that they put in here big technique, big passion, and they design and they create with collaboration of many artisans and artists. They put together everything. Everything is painted and painted to make exactly unique. You know, this is also an expression. I call it like performing art. This is not just a costume. This is performing art for me. And this is what makes Carnival a cultural event in Venice. It's not just a party. It's a big festival about culture, about innovation, about tradition. Is really something that I adore.
Incredible. So just being here in Venice, you get to experience a very unique, something from the past, something from the present, creativity, authenticity, a lot of people, wonderful people that you can meet in the process, and you can be part of it. If you want to come to Venice, to the carnival, I would suggest getting a costume, getting into the experience.
Involved, absolutely involved. And what I say is that behind the mask, nobody is shy. So it's very nice how you can connect, meet people, talk, and start a friendship.
Yes.
It's fantastic. Then you can see each other wherever. But during the carnival, really, this atmosphere makes you so open and so happy that everything is wonderful.
Everything is wonderful. In Venice, everything is wonderful.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining me, Maurice.
I have
It's
to
been
kiss
a
you because
pleasure.
I'm Casanova.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for watching. We've really enjoyed being a part of it. Thank you for staying with us. Bye-bye.